Alright, so this is my video on tuning. Just going to run you through the basics of how to tune. So one thing that we kind of have discussed in class is that you can tune to other instruments. So one thing you want to practice through this video is actually just tuning to the notes that I play, because there's going to be situations where maybe you don't have anything to tune with, but there's a piano nearby or another musician, and so at least you're in tune to the other musician you're with. So, just as an example, and try just tuning with me. That's the E string. Now we're going to go to the A string. D string, the G string, B string, finally the E string. Again, the high E string. So what you can do is go back through this recording and just try to match the notes that I'm playing. Easier than that though, and I'm going to take a couple strings and throw them out of tune, is that I have some kind of tuner. So the clip-on tuner that I have here clips on to the end of your neck, and it's going to tell you what note you're playing. It picks up the vibrations down the neck and tells you what note you're playing. So I pluck my string, and if you see it lighting up there, it's telling me right now that I have a D sharp, which means I need to bring it up a little bit until I get to E. And you want the tuner to be right in the center, right even. The tuner will tell you if you're a little sharp, which means you're a little high, and also tell you if you're a little flat, which means you're a little lower than you need to be. So right now it's telling me I'm a little flat, so I'm going to bring it up until it's right in the middle. And if you look, you can see the meter as I change pitches going up and down. You can see it fluctuating. See if I can bring it closer. So I just put my E string into tune. So on the tuner right in the center it says E, and then it's lined up right in the center, so I know I'm in tune. Now I'm going to do my G string. And I was down at F sharp, so I know I need to go back up, because F sharp's lower than G. And I get it right in the center. It says G on here, and it lined up right in the center. It's probably a little hard for you to tell, but you can kind of see the meter fluctuating. One thing you want to be careful of as you're doing this kind of tuning is that you're making sure you're tuning the peg that you want. You're twisting the peg that you're actually tuning. Otherwise, you can potentially break a string by winding and winding one that you're not actually tuning. So like if I were like trying to tune the G string, but I was accidentally winding my B string peg, then I'd run into that problem. Finally, I'm going to tune the E string. It says E on my meter, and I am in the center. Now I always like to play a chord just to make sure everything sounds hunky-dory, and that it all worked, and it sounded pretty good. You can do the same process with small electric tuners like this one. It has a plug-in. So if you have an electric guitar or you have an acoustic guitar that can be amplified, you can plug it directly in here, and then you'll hit the tuner button or the power button and turn it on, and you'll have the same system. So it'll tell you what note on top. See if we can get this close. And then there's a meter, and depending on how well in tune the pitch is, the meter will either be to the left or the right, and you want to adjust until you get it in the center. So my tuner has the meter, it tells you what note it's in. It tells you whether it's flat, whether it's sharp, or whether it's flat. And it also has lights up here that tell you if it's sharp or if it's flat. So, for example, I'm actually going to try to get the tuner in the picture here. So I have my tuner sitting here, and I have it facing away from me so that you guys can see it really easily. But if you watch, so I'm going to take a couple strings out of tune. So right now, playing an E, and it's telling me it's at E flat, so I know I need to raise it. And I'm bringing it up until it's right in the center, and I'm only getting that green light. It's having a little trouble picking it up because it's far away, but I want to leave it here so that you guys can see it. So I keep adjusting my tuning pegs until I get it right in the center. And I have to move a little closer. Then I'm going to do my G string. Again, it's telling me I'm all the way down to F, so I need to bring it up, get it right in the center. And again, it's far away, so it's not lining up perfect, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Normally you want the tuner, when you're doing it by having it listened to, you want it really close to the body of the guitar so that it can pick up the sound really well. Finally, I'm doing my low E string here. And look at that. So the little line here is nearly right to the center. And I'm getting a pretty much solid green light right there. Now, like I said, in order to demonstrate this, have it kind of far away from the guitar. Normally you want it nice and close so that it picks up the sound really well, and that way you get a more solid tuning than I'm getting right now. But it was better for your guys' demonstration if you saw it up close to the camera. Just one more time as a review. I know this is at the end and I probably should have done it at the beginning, but your low string is your E string, your second low string is your A string, and I mean low in terms of pitch. Second low string is D string, and then you got your G string, and then B string, and then finally the highest one in terms of pitch is E. Alright, it's a tuning tutorial.